So Tyreek Hill, who plays for the Miami Dolphins, was detained over the weekend. It actually happened on Sunday, literally right before the game. And this went viral all over Twitter, Instagram, all of that, because what was happening was when he was put into cuffs, people were riding by. Some of his players were riding, like,
it's right before the game.
Riding by. Yeah. So people started recording, like, oh shoot, that's Tyreek Hill. They got him on the ground. So
they had him on the ground.
Yeah. So they had him in cuffs, then they sat him to the ground. Now here's the thing.
And not only sat him to the ground, had him face planted into the ground.
For what?
So this is what I'm about to get into. So when the story broke, it was clarified that he was detained and not arrested, which means they just kind of like take your freedom a bit while they figure some stuff out.
Right.
But they don't actually book you and charge you and all that stuff. But there were in any of the reports that I saw no narrative as to why he was actually pulled over and what was being accused of him.
They just kept saying traffic violation.
Well, so police didn't even say that. So I reached out to the Miami-Dade Police Department, who were the officers that we saw in the video, and I asked, what is the narrative? What led up to the arrest? And what I was told is that they were aware of the detainment and that they so this is the director of the Miami-Dade Police Department. Her name is Stephanie Daniels. So she said that she had requested an immediate review of all the details surrounding the incident, and that they were also reviewing all available body cam footage, and that they will provide an update as further information becomes available. So she would not directly say to me why he was pulled over, according to police. However, his team released a statement that said that it was a traffic violation, and then he later said that as well too. But he also said he was kind of confused as well too. And then in other videos that surfaced, there's a point in the video where it appears as if one of the officers like strikes him or something like that in the video. I posted this video to Brown Guard Grinding and slowed it down so you can actually see that moment. So I asked the director about that moment as well too, and what they said was that now there's an internal investigation going on with internal affairs, and that one of the police officers in the video has been placed on an administrative, not a leave, but like basically they've been taken off the streets, administrative duties, while the investigation is being conducted. They're committed to transparency and accountability to the community with any situation involving officers. So basically, I think they're trying to figure out what happened too and how it escalated to the point where now he's in cuffs and all that stuff. But he made it to the game. He was able to play.
Scored a touchdown.
Yeah, touchdown. And when he
80
scored the
yards.
touchdown, one of his teammates reacted him being put in cuffs. And 130 yards, 7 receptions. So he played well. They actually talked to him on the field about what we saw in the videos, him being detained. Let's take a listen.
So when I left home, I told my wife, I was like, babe, I'm finna go to work and I'm finna get prepared for my day. Little did I know, that was quite a surprise on the way, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, dog, I got a job to do. And my job is to come inside of this stadium and be great, dog. So
what did it mean to you for your teammates to join you this morning and show support?
that goes to show that, man, it's more than about football, dog. Like, because those dudes were, like, really risking their lives for me. Shout out to my mom, too. My mom got out the car and go South Georgia, you feel me? Shout out to Mon Dukes, too, you feel me?
Tyreek, what happened this morning?
Like I said, I'm not going to comment on that. We're just going to let bygones be bygones, move on and learn from it. That's it.
So, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
So his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, also spoke out and kind of talked a little bit about the people that got out the car to make sure he was straight, and goes into what they think happened as well too.
It's a heartbreaking situation. Obviously, I love Tyreek. I hated to see him in the situation he was in with the police. He is going to play today. Number one, he's okay. Number two, he's going to play. Number three, apparently he got a ticket for moving violation entering the stadium. How things escalated into the situation that they were in handcuffs and being held on the ground with police is mind-boggling to me. I'm deeply concerned by that, very troubled. We will be looking into it. We will be investigating this. We will look out for Tyreek, but I'm not going to make any allegations at this time. I don't want to bring anybody into it, but I did see Calais Campbell and Jonnu Smith, two veteran leaders, and they were very concerned about what was happening to Tyreek. I won't speak for them, but I'm grateful for them for going to help Tyreek and get involved.
He's like, I don't want to put nobody into it.
It didn't say their names.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, it was a moving violation, and the only time usually you get put in handcuffs for a moving violation is if you're speeding excessively. That's where they usually put you in handcuffs. But he was right outside the stadium, and if you ever been to that stadium, which I've been to several times, there is no speeding. There's nothing but traffic there. So the fact that none of those officers recognized who he was and pulled him out the car, threw him on his face, had him handcuffed under.
They recognized him. Sounds to me Like somebody bet against the Dolphins on one of these gambling apps. And they was trying to shake Tyreek up a bit so they can make sure they could win. Check these officers' DraftKings or their FanDuels.
That's a good point.
Yo.
Bet they gambled on the Jaguars, and I bet that they bet Tyreek would have under 100 yards and no TD. Way to prove them wrong, Tyreek.
If Miami-Dade be like, yo, we had to check their betting.
I'm telling you.
That would be crazy.
This has something to do with DraftKings or FanDuel, I guarantee it.
But if they did, that would be crazy. What if officers said, like Charlamagne
telling
said,
you, this is what it
said
is.
he bet that he had less than 100 yards and said, let's shake him up. Let's arrest him.
Because so many people were riding by like, oh, shoot, that's Tyreek. It's like everybody recognized him, but the police officers.
I'm telling you right now, somebody bet against the Dolphins.
Can't
on
they
one
go
of
to
these
jail for that?
gambling
Is that
apps.
betting fraud? Interfering with something?
I don't know, but I'm telling you that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you made that
I made that up.
But they would definitely been fired for that.
My imagination was on point though.
Salute to
It
Miko.
sounded good, didn't it?
Salute to Miko Grimes too. She said they had their knee in his back the same way they did me. I had severe PTSD when I saw that.
He definitely had his knee in his back.
Somebody's going to have to do some answering.
crazy.
So we'll see when the body cam comes out because I'm definitely going to stay in contact with Stephanie and thanks on Miami-Dade for getting back to me. They didn't act like we weren't a mainstream media outlet like Vegas did. So.
All right. Well, that is Jess With The Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, Charlamagne, who you giving that down to?
Man, 4 after the hour, let's keep it in Florida. I promise you, Florida, I don't be meaning to do this, man.
Yeah, you do.
But every day, y'all give me something. There's a vice principal and a teacher in Florida named Tashika Fabian and Benny Leverett. They need to come to the front of the congregation. We'd like to have a word with them, please.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.